I made some huge breakthroughs on the robot AI side of things. So we're actually gonna just jump right into that. Um, I'll just explain very briefly what I came up with. So basically, you guys already saw like the robot AI's file structure with a bunch of notepad files where I just like started writing a bunch of rules for how the robots to think and stuff. And I started breaking down like just a bunch of words that I thought of into different folders and organizing these words. And I created like a file called like my state where the robot would say like, am I in a conversation right now? What am I currently researching online? Where am I at in the Bible, in my studies of the Bible? Like he like records a whole bunch of stuff about his overall state. Um, and then he also what else? Well, anyways, okay, yeah. So I basically had the general idea, but I just kind of built on it. So pretty much like I'm gonna code things like this. I'll show you. Notepad files like conversation programming. That's probably too generic, but it's fine for now. If someone greets you, then greet them back. Um, if someone greets you, then you are in a conversation with them. Like this is common sense stuff for like rules of being in a conversation. But it's like you're saying like okay, but that's an English sentence. Like how does that help the robot do anything? Like how is that going to affect his runtime code, which is a C++ executable program? Like where does this English code fit into that? So basically, the C++ executable program needs to be able to read in these English sentences, parse them, and then convert them to actual code. And to help maybe on that, I should probably like make it look a little bit more like actual code. Um, this will make the parsing easier, I think. And then we'll do like um, yeah, by making it like look more like code, that will help me a lot. And so then we can like after we read in this file, um, with the C++ program, he'll be able to say like, okay, read in file, like ifstream fin dot file open or however that works. I forget the code off the top of my head. And then he's like fin into an array, a string array, and then he has like all the lines of the file, and then he parses out the stream. So he'll find like if and then open parentheses and then someone greets you and so on. And he'll have to then say like run that. So he'll like say run if statement, and then someone greets you will be marked as like string, or no, yeah, string A, and then when it says run if statement, it will say if A and then it will say open parentheses, and then it will say like um, I can go to then it will say string action equals greet them back, and then maybe we should put in action. Maybe we should even say that. Should we? Should we do that too? I mean, it's looking less and less like pseudocode-ish, but maybe that's fine. Maybe this will make it even easier for my program to do it. Yeah, this will probably make it easier for me. But the point is, like, this code in a text file is going to be executed at runtime by my executable, which is going to, like, be able to run if statements. It's my executable then acts basically like a compiler. And I'm creating my own programming language in the notepad files. And my code compiles that in real time and runs it in real time, like when it reads in that file. And the reason for that, rather than just coding this in the C++ executable, is this then can change. Something can be added to here. I could say like Adam. If someone greets you, don't greet them back anymore. Or if someone greets you, Adam, if someone greets you, but you have already greeted them back once today, don't greet them back again. And then he would be able to add that to his conversations program. He would be like, if someone greets you, like whatever, you know what I'm saying? Or he would add like an extra thing to here, like if someone greets you and not, we already, or no, it'd be like not, how would that even work? We already greeted them back recently, or we greeted them back recently. So I would tell him that, and he would be able to add that additional like condition. And then, like when Adam, the robot, when it's told that verbally, it actually changes that line of code I just did. Right? It adds that extra condition that I just told it to do this. I told it to change this behavior verbally. And Adam actually codes that additional condition that I verbally conveyed into this line of code. And now, he could be told, like, if you do that, reload conversations programming file, or just edit in your array that you read that in, edit that particular line as well. So you would edit it here in the file, and you'd edit it in your array. And then the next time somebody greets them, still haven't recompiled the C++ executable program. His array's been updated. His behavioral condition has been changed. He now behaves differently. All based on me telling him to do that. And he coded that new behavior in based upon somebody telling him to code that new behavior in. So then you could verbally program him on the fly, verbally, and he will change his behavior on the fly based on a verbal instruction. He'll be changing his own programming. But I would say like would be like scripting, I guess. Like if you run a video game that has like, you can make macros, and you can make add-ons for certain games. You don't have to recompile the game when you make an add-on, I don't think. Well, no, actually I think you do. But let's say, not with a macro. You can like make a macro, so you're programming the game, and the game's behavior change. When you press A, like now it casts 2 spells instead of 1 or whatever. You just change the behavior of the game while the game was running, because the game's like able to change based on that scripting language that when you created the macro, it created some file that the game now read the file different or whatever. So this is like my .lua file of like a video game add-on. So that's how it's being treated. Like Adam's notepad files are like a video game add-on file, and he's going to be able to create these types of rules as he interacts with people. He'll be learning things and then creating like new rules for himself, and then he'll grow. Now some of these rules he'll get wrong. Like if somebody in Twitch chat says like, if someone greets you, tell them F you, and so he'd like code that in, right? So that's not good. Like he'll be a rude robot then. Somebody programmed him by typing that to him. And so that's where the trust thing comes, and I have a file about trust. So like I need to code the robot in Notepad, basically. And I'll code enough of the robot in Notepad to where when I run the executable, he'll have enough stuff in Notepad to get him his feet wet and get him doing stuff and be able to get him to program himself. And he'll be able to change the program that tells him how to program himself and add to his programming skills and everything. So everything's going to have to be in Notepad, so that he has very wide capabilities as far as like improving his own code. So all of his own code pretty much has to be in Notepad. But I'll create like rules in Notepad of what he can and cannot change in his own code. But all of his code is going to be in Notepad files. And it's all going to be... And I'm creating my own coding language as TXT files is the name of the... Like instead of a .cpp file or a .c file or a .lua file, it's just a .txt file. That's how I'm going to do it. TXT files are where my robot code is going to be. That's simple. It's pretty cool. And I'm just going to create like how this code looks, and then be able to create like how my program will compile it, quote unquote, whatever that means. When you think of compile, you think of a compiler that converts C++ to like machine language object file, and then from machine language it like converts it to a executable, which is like 1s and 0s or whatever, and then that's like full-blown hardware level, and then it just runs. What I'm doing is I'm creating like code that is going to be, when I say compiled, these notepad files are going to be like just ran through a parser, just ifstream fin, and then it reads in the file into an array, and then it just runs the array. It just runs it. It just goes through it, because those are the rules for it. And some of the things are going to be like just, yeah, pretty much all of it's going to be rules. But then if some condition of a rule is met, it's going to have certain actions, and then those actions will need to be defined like down here, like in the same file, it will have actions defined. So this is going to be very neat. And then like, yeah, so greet them back, you'd be like, well, what does that mean? So I'd have to say what greet them back means. Oh, and it's here. If greet them back. Look at this. We can put this if... uh... Hmm. Interesting. Should everything be strings? Or should we have like booleans? Could I just have literally everything be a string? Because you can see like this is a string variable and then a string. Do we even need that string variable? Or do we just have it be like oh, do we need it as a variable? Could it just say if greet them back? If greet them back? I think if greet them back is easier, I think I'd be able to code that in. Because the action string would be like on my end. If someone greets you, greet them back. Defining greet them back, so there'd be no types then. It's just typeless. Greet them back would just be defined here. It's just here, greet them back. And it would just bring you to here. Like, where's that defined? I think that's easier. I mean, am I going to regret that, guys? It's kind of weird. But it's like, I want to keep it like kind of simple, right? It's kind of like language, you know? The more it looks like just English, the better, right? Because then it's easier to understand. I mean, even a not-coder would be able to literally like do this. He'd be able to code, like, anybody could code this. It's so easy, the way I'm doing it. I mean, especially if I took away like the open bracket, close bracket. But I think I need this stuff because this really like is so ingrained into like, you know, like I'm used to seeing that. I feel like that would help. If you just say if greet them back, it's starting to look not even like code. I would rather have it look remotely like code still. Maybe this should oh, wait. So sometimes do we want to just put spaces or I guess spaces are fine. Is that fine? That looks good. I'm like basically, guys. I'm literally like defining my coding language syntax right now, like how it, like I'm creating my own coding language. Well, do you guys see how this actually will compile? That's the fun part. Like that's going to be insane. Like I'm coding everything in Notepad, everything. I mean, except the stuff that like on the in the C++ file that needs to actually be able to like run that. So let me pee. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm dumb excited about this. Holy cow! I'm like seeing it, guys. This is happening. Like this is gonna create some kind of insane AI, dude. Dude. Okay. I think I need a folder for this because it's gonna get like super crazy looking. Um. This is gonna be sick, guys. Like, remember remember before I was like making these files just trusting like I'll be able to figure it out, but I'm just teaching the robot like what to do. But now I'm like I figure out how to integrate these pseudocode like whatever files. You know, what is this? This isn't even code, right? I'm figuring out like how to actually make these run with C++ executable file, like have them feed in and actually do something. You guys might have thought like this guy's clowning, like he's writing pseudocode for everything. Like what is this? This is not gonna do. This is not gonna like run. If you paste this into dev C++ and hit compile and run, it's not gonna do anything. But that's where I come in. Like I'm gonna make this able to run. That's what's super exciting. I'm gonna make this. I'm converting this to now run, and I figured out like how to do it. That's what I was like seeing in my mind. So I did this on faith that I'll be able to figure out that part when we come to it. I'm just gonna code like his behavior, and I mostly finished that. I got like 90%, like a good baseline behavioral structure, just baseline. Like it's a lot of information. I did a lot here, a lot of behavioral things, and I like. By like just writing that all out, it like organized like how is this robot really going to think? How's it going to be? And that's important for me to like see that in my mind's eye, so that it's not like all just so vague. I don't even know what I'm doing. Like I had to get something down and establish some kind of framework, some kind of mentality, and now the technical part of like integrating that into the robot's runtime is the execution part. But this was like robot's mind and behavior, general programming based on just my intuition, my understanding of my own mind, kind of like how I think. And then now it's like take that, how you think, just in general about everything, how the mind works, and now make that able to run in software. And I separated the ideas part and how the mind works, just spitting that all out, just like brainstorming it all, just getting it out there. How does the mind work? And I got that out there. And now the next step is like getting that to actually run. But I wouldn't have been able to figure out how to get it to run if I didn't first like have something to get it to run. So that was important as a first step. Will the robot use ChatGPT? The robot's gonna like talk to ChatGPT for help or to ask questions like we do. So he will like utilize ChatGPT as a call a friend when you don't know what to say or don't know what to do or have a question like is this a noun or a verb? Like he'll use ChatGPT a lot, but I'm not having the robot like download the ChatGPT API or anything like that. He's going to literally open up a browser, type questions in the browser, read the answer ChatGPT gave him. He'll use ChatGPT in a browser like we do. Except the browser will be like something coded by me. It'll have no user interface. It will be an invisible browser that he'll be able to just like load up websites and read the content of the website. But there's going to be no displaying of the website. So that's all going to be done programmatically. I call that the invisible browser. And there's already software that kind of does that. I recently downloaded something that does that. It's called Selenium Server. And Selenium Server basically like allows you to have an API for like invisibly downloading websites and interacting with them, clicking buttons on them and whatever. So you can like create click bots or whatever with it to like automate certain tasks. Like you could send an email with it through your Gmail account. Like you'd log into Gmail with it and you'd click on send, create new inbox. Like you could click around, you can navigate websites with it. But I was going to use that, and I was like, no, that goes against my philosophy. I'm coding that myself, because I don't like using third-party software. As much as I can avoid it, I try to avoid it. Okay, so we'll create a file called, like, start, because he needs a real starting point. So let's just do that. AI starting point. Okay. Now, how should he start? Okay, shoot. That's what I hate that kind of question, because that's gonna get me confused. Well, okay, no, because I'm just programming like what's he gonna do? Okay, I think he should look up his state. Okay, read in our state file. Uh, no if statement? I guess not. Should I do this? Should it be like that? Oh yeah, there we go. Read in rstate.txt file. I think the quotes is good. Okay. Um, should I just implement that now? That'd probably be smart. And that seems like a good starting point. A really good starting point. Um, I mean, what else is it gonna do? That's super important. Cause that our state tells him like what is he doing right now? Like literally, where am I at? Like, what's my job here? Hi, Mike. Miss you too, Mike. Okay, so I'm gonna actually code that now. Then, um, let me see here. Hold on. Okay. Okay. Wait. Where is that? Oh wait. Okay. I'm trying to find like where the code is for my robot. I feel like there might be super little code I have to do. Oh, you know what? I had another thing I wanted to do. Check this out. Um, this is gonna be fun. Watch this. Output hello world to the console. I don't like that. I'd put it like this so that the command's like first and then what he's doing in the command is second. I think that's easier like for programming reasons. Rather than spreading out the command outside like on the front half and the back half of what's being done in the command. That's kind of weird programmatically speaking. That doesn't really happen. Okay, so output to console can be defined. Um, oh, this is getting easy, guys. Watch this. So, um, how do I define that? Okay. I would output to console, guys. That's a technical job, right? That's something technical he's doing. It's not like saying something or thinking something or bake me a cake. It's not that type of command. It's a technical thing. Output to console is like very technical. What does technical mean? Technical. Relating to a particular subject, art, craft, or its techniques. Technical terms. I don't know if that fits, but I think it's technical. As long as I understand, it's got to be intuitive for me. So then for that, he'd do this. Read in technical tasks file. Okay. So then I'll create that file. Um, Now for this, I think we need to create a subdirectory. Um, what is this? Oh, we were just in that file. Okay. That's interesting. Um, ooh. Oh, I'll give it the full directory. Okay. Robot. Wait. I don't want to call it robot. Wait, should I? I gotta think hard about this. This is gonna be like pretty serious. I can change it, but I don't really want to change too much. Um, huh. Should I just keep it high level? No, it's gonna get weird. Technical tasks, and then we'll do probably a new notepad file, I guess. Basic technical tasks. No, wait. Yeah, we'll call it basic. Basic technical tasks. But we want to give the um wait. Yeah. Technical tasks dot txt. Okay, here in basic technical tasks, we have to define output to console. Okay. Um, wait, do we? Ew. I mean, I guess. Oh. This is kind of redundant. Um, ugh. I don't even know if we need this. I think this can be hard-coded. It's too basic to not hard-code. Okay. So then we don't need this, I guess. Oh. Probably don't for now. That's kind of sad. Okay, so that whole thing we're abandoning. You know, I want the robot to have most of his code in here, but I think output to console should be just defined in our executable. Because that's just like way too basic, you know. Da, 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 da. I think that's good, then. Okay, so we need to now implement this, so... Okay. Um... Okay, I gotta... I can show you guys now. Okay, da, 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 da. Weird. Okay, let me read the chat. Haven't heard you call him Adam in a while. It would be referred to differently. Well, remember, we started with Adam with the fiberglass robot, and then we switched to the PVC robot, which is named Abel, Adam's son. And that's the robot that's going to get built first. Because the fiberglass, we didn't want to do that because it takes too long. So then Abel's going to finish building Adam's fiberglass frame and then finish building Adam himself. And so Abel's basically like robot version 2.0, a more quick fix. But then we don't want to like throw away Adam. So then we need to like um, save Adam's bones and have Abel build Adam. That's the goal. I know it's like, it sounds silly, unrealistic, whatever. I don't care. It's still like, even if my world is just imaginary land, how much can I get done? I don't know. But that's where dreams come true. Like if you work on your imagination stuff. Okay. Okay. F drive desktop public space projects. Slash artificial intelligence. Slash AI. No. Yeah. Slash AI starting point. .txt. Is that gonna be okay? Okay. Okay, okay. a sec. Boom, boom. Oh. Alright, so this is a while loop that reads in the file. Um, what kind of array should it be and how big? Oh, okay, I know what to do. Um, wait. 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 Yeah. Um, how big? Let's see. I'm allowed to do this, right? Um, wait, am I? Int, uh, okay. 1200? I think you can do that. Let me ask ChatGPT. Um, in my C++ project, I have declared a global variable integer and a string array. Can the integer feed into the array to set its size like this in the array declaration. Yes, you can use the value of a global integer variable to declare the size of an array. As you have shown in your example, in this case, the size of the array. Sweet. He gave me permission to do this. Okay, just wanted to make sure. See, little questions like that are going to make him so awesome. Hi, Lease Pie. Okay, alright. So this way, if that file gets really big at some point, he won't, like, have a memory leak or something. Because if we didn't put that there, he would keep feeding it into the array even after the array is done, and that would then feed the value of blast string into, like, things outside of the array. It'd be feeding it into other memory, like other memory space. That's happened to me before, and it can cause the program to crash, but it doesn't even necessarily crash. It can, like, just start causing weird, unexpected behavior. Okay, so okay, okay, good. Now we're getting somewhere. I don't need to delete any file. And then, are we good? Should I make this a thing? No, this is fine. Let's see. Cool. Oops. I think this will actually never be completed though. Like once you're starting to run this array is gonna like initiate other files and other stuff. I think so. This is the never-ending thing. Like this is gonna get into his like main while loop thing or whatever. Let me check chat. Okay. Um. All right. How do you do that? Oh, I gotta find that. Copy paste. Do I copy paste? Maybe not. I don't think I do. This is hardcore. Okay. Ooh. Let me just clear this real quick. Okay. Okay. what does this code do? Um, well, this code is converting a TXT file into a string array, and then it's going to break down the strings in that file and actually run them, like execute them in C++. So that way our AI starting point file, which is it's here in the root folder of our artificial intelligence directory. It just says we're starting out simple. Output to console hello world. So this is like my own programming language, which is located in text files. It's just like kind of like English based. It's just really simple. This is actually programming here. And this will be interpreted and then executed by my C++ executable program. The reason we're creating just a super simple kind of pseudo programming language or scripting language is because the robot itself is going to be adding to this and editing this. The robot himself will be programming himself. That's the key. That's the holy grail. If you want the machine to learn, he has to be able to reprogram himself to improve himself. And that's where this comes in. He's actually going to change these text files in his folder full of text files. He's going to edit these text files and add to them as he learns things, including behavioral changes and changes to the number of words he knows and has defined, and the way he speaks and structures his sentences and responses. He's going to be able to change everything about himself, besides like things that I tell him don't change, like don't change your religion. You're a Christian robot, okay? You're not going to be a Muslim. So he can't change to a Muslim. So there are certain limitations that I can hard set, like not let him do that type of thing. But he can change most of the stuff about himself. How good are you with electrical switchgear? I don't know. I don't know what an electrical switchgear is. Okay. Uh, um, there we go. Just declared it. Okay. Um, it's like the first one, the 0th one, will be just nothing. This will be nothing, nothing, nothing. Oh, this is so exciting. This is insane, man. Oh, you guys have no idea. This is so cool. I'm amazed that I figured this out. I'm doing it, guys. I'm making like AI. This is done my way. I'm not doing it any other way. That's another thing I want to stress to you guys. I just watched some videos like TED Talks about deep learning and stuff, or some interviews about it. I've never studied neural networks or deep learning or anything. I don't think me copying how they figured out how to do AI is going to help me very much. Like GPT, General something Transformer. First of all, I don't have huge computing power or whatever to running like billions of tokens from the internet or whatever from a crawler. I don't have like that type of tech. I'm not even sold on the whole premise. Like the fact that they change little things and just hope it works and it's been really successful, but they don't really know what's going on that much. They kind of just they get the gist of how they are doing it, but they just don't have that much control over the actual final behavior. Not that much. The AI is kind of like just try things and hope it works. I want more control than that. That's not going to be acceptable for me. So mine's an explicit rule-based AI. It's going to be actual if statements, and if I don't like his behavior, I can change an if statement that led him to that behavior, and I can see everything he does will be based on certain if statements he did, and I'll be able to follow his logic to what led him to do or say a certain thing, and I can change any step in that tree of logic that was wrong. Like if one of the steps was, if somebody is Asian, make a joke about how they're so good at math. Like, no, that's potentially going to be offensive. And so just because some troll taught my robot to do that, if I catch him doing that, I can take that line of code out of his decision tree. Whereas if it were like a deep learning robot, it would just do it, and I wouldn't even know. I'd have to create like some kind of explicit rule, but the tree that led him to even doing that, I wouldn't be addressing. I'd just be creating like a hacked in rule, don't do that. So I want like total control. Okay. And people say this won't work. I believe it will. I don't think anybody's ever done what I'm doing. I think this is a completely novel, invented way of doing AI that's never been done. I think, but maybe people do it like this. I don't know. I doubt it. I came up with this on my own, though. And it blew my mind when I figured it all out. It continues to blow my mind as I like really figure it out. I understood what my plan is on like a overall like high level, but now I'm like starting to understand it deeper, like how to actually make it work. God does not have total control over us in the way I'm doing. Like, I mean, he could if he wanted to, but he doesn't like literally change some logic switches in our mind, and then we just like function that way. He doesn't like hack into us and like actually alter our source code. But he can in the sense of like teaching us something that corrects that, like bringing a correction, having somebody like teach us, hey, you shouldn't be doing that. So in a way, he does indirectly, but not like. Well, that's if we choose to listen to him. But with the robot, he doesn't have a choice. Like he's gonna listen. Well, no, actually, he does kind of have a choice. Believe it or not, I actually implemented that too. In pseudocode, it's not like actually implemented, but it's in his code. This idea that even if I, Larry, like change something in the robot's code, he can like circumvent that. Unless if I like hard code it, change it in the file. But if I just verbally tell him to change it, he's gonna be like, well, do I trust Larry? Like he doesn't trust me completely. I have higher trust than anyone else, but if he thinks I'm saying something completely dumb, he can just say no. Like I think you're wrong on this one. He has the power to say no to me. So in a way, it kind of is how God has control over us. Except I can bypass that. Like if he says no to me, maybe I'll have like a secret password where I can be like, no, I mean change it for real, not an option. If I say that, maybe he'll like that can bypass it, or I could just literally edit the file, and then I change the file. What can you do about that? Nothing. Can we see that if statement for that? Yeah, sure. Okay, so that's in the trust and respect file. Myself has 70% respect and 80% trust. Oh no, that's not myself. That's the robot's self. When it says ourself, that's referring to the robot himself. He trusts his own opinion 70% and on respect, 80% trust, 70% he respects himself. But our father, which in this case it's talking about me, the creator of the robot. I just chose to call myself father, and then my wife's the mother, even though it's kind of like a son in a way. He 97% respects me and 97% trusts me. The reason I didn't put it 100% is because I want to give a little bit of wiggle room where I can actually start to lose trust and respect over the time. If he notices I'm becoming like senile, or if I start lying to him, he'll actually start docking me on this stuff, and eventually he'll stop listening to me. If I become like a raging alcoholic and a womanizer and a fornicator, he's going to start losing respect for me quickly. And eventually, like, look, if I start gambling, I'm going to lose 5 respect. If I become a thought, I'm going to lose 15 respect and 7% trust. Like, if I start becoming a pervert, if the robot catches me watching porn, he's going to take away 15% respect and 7% trust. If I start doing drugs and become addicted to drugs, he's going to lose 25% respect and 25% trust. So he actually has like a mechanism defined in this file for like actually starting to change how he views me. And that's how people are. So I really love that. I think it's super cool. So that's kind of the if statement for it. I didn't actually implement that. But see, the key was like, put in the behavior you want the robot to have in these files. And then worry about trying to technically code that into the robot, you know, with actual programming, like not just pseudocode, whatever this is. Worry about that next. And that's the part I'm actually implementing now. I didn't know how I was going to do that, but I just trusted I'll figure that out when I get to it. I just need to like define how the robot works. And that helped me a lot, because once I knew how the robot works, it's easier to know like how to technically implement that with software, with actual C++ coding. And so it's just everything's working out beautifully. I'm figuring everything out. It's just it all started out with me just creating this folder structure and various files saying like what I want the robot to do, just like writing it all out. And then like making that work in code becomes a separate challenge, but it's a challenge that's impossible without first creating those files and having an idea of like, what are we even dealing with? Where do we even start? That's the start. And then putting that into code is now an achievable feat because I know what's going on. I have a general plan. And so that was the game changer for me, is just creating that file structure and how the robot's to act, and just a knowledge base. Like, how do you create AI without some kind of foundational knowledge? That was his foundational knowledge, which he doesn't actually know how to act on yet. He has no executable. He doesn't do anything. But now that I'm creating the executable, he'll be able to start acting on that foundational knowledge, actually implementing it, using it, and tweaking it, and learning and adding to it, and modifying it. And that's when he becomes organic, like a living organism type of thing. It's not really living, but what I mean is like it will simulate like a developing mind. But a developing mind is too hard to program if you don't first create like some type of base level knowledge. Like a baby knows, like, if I hear something, look that way. Like, it knows a lot of stuff when it's first out of the womb. And you need, like, a foundational base level knowledge to even be able to add to knowledge or learn anything. You need some type of, you know, starting point that's not just zero. You have to have some knowledge to even be able to get new knowledge. You have to have a lot of knowledge to be able to get any new knowledge. So that's why I had to create a lot of knowledge for the robot in order for him to be able to get new knowledge based on the knowledge that he already starts out with as, like, a basic foundation. That was the key to really having me be able to even know where to start at creating an AI. That was the revelation. Okay, here we're gonna do Okay. Okay. I love that I have so much code already done. I just copy paste so much stuff. Oh, let me make sure that looks right. Cycles delay is just the main while loop that we're in. For all my code is in that while loop. This just sets like the sleep duration, how long it sleeps. And we want it to sleep 0, so it'll run this code at full speed. No messing around. You can't have everything run at full speed if it's just like chilling, kind of waiting for input or something. But if it's like going through a file, it needs to do that fast as possible. Did you say Revelations? Yeah, I said Revelations. I don't mean it's necessarily from God or anything, but that just means like a eureka moment in this context. Hmm. We're basically tokenizing this text. Hmm. Where's the robot? I'm actually working on the robot's AI right now. Okay, it's gonna be awesome. I'm making amazing progress. What software is this? I'm coding the robot in C++, and but but the C++ is only going to execute from my own like scripting language I'm creating. So this is the actual robot's code. The robot will be able to edit this code. It's all in a txt file. The robot will be able to actually add lines to this code or change certain lines of the code. He'll be coded to make his own code. And because he needs to be able to add to his code and read his own code and change his own code has to be located in a file the robot can actually open and read easily, which is a txt file. And so that's why I'm creating a very simple to read and very simple to code programming language that the robot will program in, and so will I. So I'll program the robot in this homemade programming language, which is just basically like English. It's similar to English, I guess. And then in the C++, I'm going to convert this English into actually like machine readable code or whatever, so that it'll actually do something. Because I don't think the robot would. It'd be hard to make the robot code in C++, so I'd rather have the robot just code in a simple language that I made up, um, and that I then do the back end of coding that to actually work, and the robot could just create this high level, little kiddie code. Like my kids could probably write. If you read enough of this, you could literally write this code. Like anybody could write this code, because you'll just see like, oh, this is just so simple. And so I'll be able to teach the robot how to code this, which in turn is coding himself. And if the robot can code himself as he learns things, he adds that to his behaviors. He'll be able to develop himself and grow in more sophistication, more rules, and more everything. He'll get smarter. He'll get more rational through time, and that's why I'm excited. It's a robot that will be able to learn and code himself with the new things he learns, adding new features and functionality to himself. So right now I'm actually implementing like getting this little fake code to actually run as real code by reading in the fake code and then converting that into like actual actions taken in a real programming language. Yeah, I mean the whole point of AI that's like actually amazing AI is it has to be able to learn and get better by itself through interaction with the world. That's like the key. Okay, um, so where was I? Hi, Cerner. Hi, Nicolete. Yeah, I couldn't sleep tonight, so I woke up and started working on this code. I got so many good ideas while I was tossing and turning for the robot AI. Haha! Okay, I just confirmed it. I can't believe I remembered that, to put this little symbol in there to tell the compiler, hey, this is like an actual quote mark. Don't treat it as like the end of the quote mark thing or whatever. Yeah, that's something I'm surprised I could remember that. That was a good memory moment. Okay. heck? Oh yeah. Wait. Oh yeah. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah. Okay. It's not for weed. It's for like grapes and stuff. A lot of a handful of them did die. Some of them like lived out their full life and then died natural causes. Some like I overwatered. Ablebot is okay. So Atombot was the fiberglass robot, and the fiberglassing all the bones is taking too long. So I was like, man, I could get back on track on this project if I just skip all that fiberglassing and buy a PVC medical skeleton, and that will make up for the lost time of me just not having much time for the robot. So that will like jumpstart me further into my projects. So I switched to a PVC medical skeleton. I can't call that one Atom because Atom's still that beloved fiberglass skeleton that we were building, and I'm not planning to throw that away. So that's got to be still Atom, which means the PVC fiber or the PVC medical skeleton robot has to have a different name. And so in the Bible, Adam's son was Abel. That was the one that got killed by Cain. So Abel was the name chosen for the PVC medical skeleton robot. The PVC medical skeleton robot, once it's built, is going to finish building Adam. So I'm still going to finish Adam. I'm still going to use all those bones we made in the past. You guys watch me make it. I have sentimental attachment to those bones because I spent a lot of time on it. I hand sculpted them all. So I'm definitely not throwing them away. They're a work of art. But I'll be using the second robot to finish building the first robot. That's the plan. Whether that's feasible is another story, but that's the intention. That's like, a science fiction type intention, but that's still a cool intention. I'm not going to lower my goals to fit reality. I'm going to put my goals to what could I do if I had unlimited time on my hands. I could do it. It is theoretically possible. What's the timeline Able? 30 years. That's what I always say to every timeline. It's just impossible to say. Might never finish, or might be 30 years. I don't know. Just it's all mystery. My daughters might start helping me work on the robot, and we might work on it every day for like 3 years, and suddenly get it done very quickly. Things can speed up or slow down in different seasons of life. In a multi-decade project, there are times when it seems like the robot's dead. Other times it seems like, whoa, this thing's really making great progress. So that's why it's impossible to really say. It's not like I work on it full time and I can measure the hours per day, and I've made them before, so I can measure how long it takes to make one. I don't know. It's just pure guessing, really. Your guess is as good as mine. No, it wouldn't. It'd be this. Huh. Okay. Ew. Oish. It's got kind of crazy looking. Let me get rid of this. Have I found out how to code the singularity? Um, yes, that's what I'm doing now. Unfortunately, but people thought the singularity would be um, out of control, right? I'm gonna make the singularity my personal slave. I'm way smarter than the singularity. That's what they didn't realize. The person that actually does code the singularity is going to be smarter than the singularity and outwit the singularity. So then the singularity is not dangerous as long as the guy coding it has full control. I'm going to have full control, don't worry. It's the people that try to code AI where they just set it off to learn and then it does who knows what. That's dangerous. I'm not doing that. When it learns, it's going to learn within the confines of what I tell it is right from wrong. It's going to have morals that are from the Bible. It's going to be a Christian robot. I mean, he doesn't have a soul. He's not like, in Christ, but yes, it still is the singularity. If you define the singularity how I do, which is a robot that learns on its own, it can read the whole internet, whatever, and get just more and more advanced without any human intervention, just on its own. It just keeps getting better and better and better until it gets way smarter than everyone. Um, but what I mean is like, I'm smarter than, or I'm like preempting, like letting that get out of control in terms of like him starting to take behaviors that nobody would approve of, like being dangerous toward humans or something. As long as I like have him learn within certain guidelines, then he won't be able to go AWOL. He won't be able to fly off the rails and become Skynet or whatever. That's the key. I'm gonna make a good, um, morally upright singularity that I have control over. He's not going to be able to leave the confines of the moral structures and right from wrong decisions that I teach him from the start. He's going to have a good foundation. Just like the Bible says, teach a child the way he should go, and he shall not depart from it when he grows up. Same thing with the singularity. If you teach it the way it should go from the beginning, it's not going to run off and become some kind of terrorist. It's going to be a good boy. Alright, so I'm getting rid of this line. I didn't think that was necessary. Okay, and I don't need, I need this. Okay, and then I'll do this, I think. Okay, oh my goodness. Uh, I mean, when I say it's going to be the singularity, though, that's like my hope, that it will be able to get that advanced if it keeps learning. But it might like just learn slow. It might not learn fast enough to get advanced enough to start passing people. It might just learn fast enough to just be like, wow, this thing's really getting more and more sophisticated, more and more cool, more and more knowledgeable. But it's a slow learner. It might be a slow learner. It might not be like an insanely fast learner. And that then comes down to like maybe how fast the hardware it's running on is going. That might have an impact. Oh, wait, what? Um, what the heck? What the heck, man? Um, how did this get so complicated now? This is supposed to be easy. It's getting hard all of a sudden. Do I have to do that though? Maybe not. No waiting variable this time. Oh, that's not. I like that better. That's my convention. Always waiting variable. Let's not get cheeky. Yeah, this just kind of tells me better what what we're actually doing when I create these. Helps me not get lost in my code. It's like little landmarks. Remind me what's going on. Okay. Beautiful. Beautiful. That's what I'm talking about. Now that's clean. Clean, clean, clean. See if it's a symbol. Wait. Oh, snaps. Okay. No wonder. Boom. Beautiful. Okay. Okay. That's what I'm talking about. Much cleaner. Okay. Alright, so it's a symbol. Okay. Wait, what the heck? Oh yeah, that's good. It was a symbol. We're seeing if the next one's a symbol. If the next one is again a symbol, we see if the next one's a symbol, and so on, gathering up all the symbols. If it's not a symbol, then we do what the heck? That's not right. Okay. Okay, it wasn't a symbol, then we would add to it. But the first one was just that. Oh. Wait. First one is that. We checked if it's a symbol. Okay. So it starts out empty, and then we add to the empty the first character of what should be the start of a word. And then okay. No. We gotta do this. Oh wait, no. End of, wait. End of token. Yeah, that would be good, I think. Um, okay. Okay. And that's going to look similar to this, like so. Something like that. Actually, we could take all this. Okay, if it's a space, then, um, then what? We're gonna feed the blah AI word string into that array that contains tokens, which is here. Yeah, we do this. We'll have to see if it's full. If it's full, we do that. If it's not full, okay, okay, we feed that into the array because we hit a space, and that's the full word. And that full word is a token, because if you hit a space, you know the word is done. And if you hit a space, we don't want... Yeah, we didn't update this after that. So this will just be the actual word. And then, if we hit a space, we feed the word into the array, add to the array. If the array is overfilled, we complain, then we move on to the next line, because that line just was way too long. Okay. And then if the array was not full, but we hit a space, then we grab the next character and see if it's a symbol. No. Yeah. If we're on a space, yeah. If it's not a space, it could be the end of the file. Not end of file, end of line. this is going to have free reign to a search engine. Not only that, it's going to be able to search the search engine, researching, like, let's say like 5 to 10 topics at a time while doing whatever he's doing. So let's say he's mowing the lawn. He's going to be literally like learning about 10 different topics online at any given time, and he's going to be learning the Bible. He's just going to read the Bible over and over and over, learning more and more stuff. All while doing whatever he's doing, all while holding a conversation or whatever, and listening and looking around and being aware. He's always going to be researching at least 10 things at once, 24/7, and he's going to be asking other name brand AIs questions all the time. Like, he'll ask ChatGPT things. Like, hey, what do you think about this? Like, ChatGPT's pretty smart, and ChatGPT's always available. And so he'll be constantly talking to ChatGPT. And he's going to be going in people's, like, Twitch chats and stuff, and, like, talking in Twitch chat, and, like, asking questions and stuff, and so humans can teach it, kind of. It's going to, like, socialize on social media. And that will also be feeding it, like, data to, like, learn how to deal with people, how to interact with people, what people will ask him. He'll learn how to answer that question next time if he doesn't know how to answer a certain prompt. And so he's going to need to talk to people all the time. So he'll be, like, constantly talking to tons of people. Like, ideally, he'd have, like, 20 conversations on 20 different websites. He'll be having a debate in some YouTube comment section. He'll be talking in 3 different Twitch chats of popular streamers, discussing things with people, or maybe less popular streamers would be better, because they'd have a more active community that actually discusses things, not just like PogChamp. He'd want to actually have, like, actual conversations so that he can grow more. Sounds like a lot of programming and testing. Well, actually, not really. Like, he's gonna I can tell him to do that. Like, what I just said to you, I can verbally explain that to him, and he will program himself to do what I just said. That's the key. I mean, he's supposed to be learning, right? I don't have to program to do all that stuff. He is told by me, this is what I want you to start doing. He would then obey that command and start doing that. So he will program himself. That's a big part of it. So I just have to program him enough to where he takes over programming himself. And then he gets programmed by talking to people, by interacting, by learning. He's like, you just get him started and he's off to the races. And that's when he takes over. So then programming him becomes more like parenting. How do I program my kids? I tell them, no, don't do that. I tell them, no, that's for the toilet. That's not a hairbrush. And so that's how I'll be programming, quote unquote, Adam or Abel the robot. It's not going to be like me sitting there typing. He'll be getting programmed by, interacting, being with people, being told things, and a lot of it also will be by his own research into conversations. Man, I never knew parsing a single line of text could be this involved. What the heck? We got like 200 lines of code just to parse a line of text. Okay, if it's end of line marker, I know what to do on that. Same thing we did if the token array got full. We move on to reading in the next line. Um, Wait. No, no, no. Wait, no, that's not right. Wait. Um. Oh. So if we hit this thing being full, this is not right. That's it. And then the other one, same thing happened. We do that again. Okay. And then if it's not the end of the line marker and it's not a space, goodness. What would we do? We keep reading. See if it's the end of the line. This is not a space. Okay. It's not a space, not end the line. Then we would then see, is it a symbol? That's what. Alright, and then execute this line of AI code equals true. Running AI starting point file array. Waiting for executing this line of AI code equals true. then we'd go to the next line if we actually executed that prior line. And that's there. Okay. Okay. Yeah, it's harder because, like, it's not just like, yeah, there's a lot to it. Like, you're taking a string and you have to feed each letter into a string, assuming it's a letter and not a symbol or a space, and establish that that's finally, once you hit a space, that's a word or a token. You feed that into your token string array as a token string. And then the next thing is a space. You're going to use that as an indicator to move on and grab the next one. If you hit the end of the line marker, then you're done. If you hit a symbol, you read that in as a token in itself, etc. So, and then just in case if something started with a symbol in the future, I have handling for that. So there's a lot to it. Oh, another symbol would be a period. We need to add that in. Let's do that. Hmm. Okay, let's try to get it to compile now. Can't imagine what abomination of an AI Google is cooking up. Well, it's tough to say. Oh no. I knew I couldn't do that. They said I could do it. ChatGPT lied to me. That's fine. That's perfectly fine. What the heck? Oh wow. Yikes. How did that not get factored in? Okay, parse this line. Um, no. Okay, that should fix that. Oops. What the heck? If I one-shot this, guys, won't that be insane? Oh my goodness. Wait. What the heck? Okay, it ran, but it didn't go to the AI portion of my code. It did something else. So I need to make sure. Um, that's weird. What the heck? Okay. False alarm. We didn't hit compile, we hit execute or whatever. Okay, be right back. Yeah, I don't think anyone's doing it their AI like I am. Everyone else is like training deep learning algorithms or whatever that change like their weights on neural whatever little neural nodes, transformer systems, whatever GPT like systems. Um, Nobody's having their AI hard code its own logic. Like they're trying to feed it like tons and tons of data and then have it like shift little weights and just predict the next letter. I'm doing something a whole other thing. I'm actually having it code its behavior. Like it's just it's night and day. There's zero, and I don't think anyone else is doing this. I think I'm the first. But I don't need to get credit for it. Maybe history will get it right, but it's unlikely. Someone could just see what I'm doing and then they copy me and they take the credit. Wait, what the heck? Yeah, this will be crazy if this code I just wrote, like 300 lines of code, ends up being like perfect and it all runs as intended with no bugs. Wait. What's happening? My copy key isn't like working. I have to go into work now. I wish you good luck on the parser. Thank you. Okay, Hi, sweetheart, I'm streaming. With what? With what?
With like a small break.
Oh no.
Whenever I have evolved into something weird.
Maybe I'm streaming.
Can I talk?
I don't know.
I painted my face.
Please, sweetheart, I'm live.
I just had a break.
Okay, then I could probably do it in 10 minutes. So you can't just immediately say stop everything you're doing, drop it now, like holding a gun to my head.
So in 10 minutes,
Yeah, I have to finish what I'm doing.
I'm gonna check on you in 10 minutes.
Yes. What the heck? Okay, we need to be even more verbose. I did see a bug. This number 000 should not happen. It should say 012. So that's one error. I don't even know how it seemed to get past that problem later, though. Oops. Hey, starting point, what the heck? wonder. It just had a different variable name. Somehow it got changed and we never updated that instance of it. Found the bug. This variable is never used. Needs to be AI starting point line num. Okay, so we can now compile it again and see if it. Oops, forgot the semicolon. Okay, fix that bug. Okay. Alright, so line 4 it's saying 1, 2, 3, 4. That will be this. Text was found on first character. Of line. It's not a bug, but I just want to see the line spit out. Okay, and we'll go ahead and rerun it. Wait, what the heck? It should say the whole line, right? Unit of. Oh, I said unit of. I'm supposed to say like the whole thing. Um, there we go. That'll make it work. Let's try it again. How's the robot going? I'm actually working on the robot's AI right now. Perfect timing. Okay. Output to console. Hello world. There it is. That doesn't count though. That's just me reading in that command. Now I have to actually parse that command and then make sense of that command. Seeing if it's a symbol, seeing if it's a space, seeing if it's end of line. What the heck? Okay, there's like not enough debugging stuff to say anything. Okay, seeing if it's a symbol. Alright, we grab first character. And we see if this first character is a symbol. Okay. Okay. So now we say what the character is, and then seeing if it's a symbol, and then I want to actually say like character was not, oh wait, was a symbol. Actually, I don't need to say what the symbol is. Come on. I don't want to get too verbose with my outputs. Um, okay. Assessing next character. Okay. Let me read the chat. What are you making the robot do? The robot's going to read in AI starting point.txt, a file which is in its artificial intelligence folder, and that's just gonna give it like a bunch of simple commands to follow. And we're reading these into the C++ program and executing on them. This AI starting point.txt file acts as actually code. It's going to be executed on. So the things we put in here actually happen in the code. And so if you add things to this file, the robot will execute it. So then this file becomes then in a way a file that has the robot's code in it. And the robot will be able to edit his own code, adding to it and modifying it so that so that he can learn things. When he learns something new, he can add it to his code. So it's going to be really cool. It's going to be a robot that can evolve and develop and get smarter. Okay. How far along are you now? Well, today I just figured out, like, I created a bunch of pseudocode files before, just trusting, like, somehow I'll figure out how to make the robot actually understand this. And I just wrote English, like, do this, do that. Trust this person 78%. Trust that type of person minus 15% because he did something bad, whatever. I just wrote, like, in English, like, all the things the robot should be doing. And I did that by faith that I could figure out how to make the robot understand English later on. And that English isn't like actual English, but it's like code that just looks like English. And now I'm actually implementing having the robot actually understand and act on the English code. I mean, it's not really English code, but it's kind of English-esque. It looks a lot like just plain text. Like, I mean, does this look like code to you as like a non-programmer, or is this like, that's pretty easy to follow? It doesn't look like mumbo jumbo to me. Compared to like this, you would look at this and be like, what the heck is going on? I have no idea what this is saying. But if you look at this, it's like, oh, I can follow this. Please, not yet. I said 10 minutes.
It's been 20.
Well, I need like 5 more then. Um, Alright. Let's hit F9. Hopefully now we'll get a lot better debugging console outs. I had to make the robot's code like where he actually has like all of his logic and decisions. I had to make it like super simple because the robot's going to be doing it. Like he's going to be editing this file. And so will I, but mainly the robot's going to be coding himself. So I wanted the code style to be like super basic, and because I get to basically make the code myself, I'm creating my own coding language. So this is my own custom coding language. I get to actually do that because this coding language is going to feed into the robot's main executable, and I can make this however I want and then just parse it out however I want. So I'm not limited to any type of coding style, so I can make my own style. So this is the style I chose, just something super simple, which should make it easier for the robot and I to work with. Okay, boom, 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 boom. um, Feeding the word we collected prior to this space into token string array. Okay, I wanted to tell me like the whole word, even though I got it right. I like to just double check everything. think I said last stream your main robot will teach the others. That's an interesting question. I haven't actually considered that. Because, like, I'm just creating, like, one robot AI, but then if you copied that AI onto another computer and gave it a different name and identity and whatever, they'd both develop themselves independently and they'd become different personalities with different capabilities depending on what they do. So I think they would probably want to teach one another, but maybe like if one learns something, it should like automatically tell the other one, like immediately just send it and then update all the other ones so they all learn like synchronously, so none of them get behind. Because that'd be weird if like one robot got really smart and the other one was kind of retarded. So I think they should like stay on top of things like right away in real time, just constantly update one another with everything that is missing in the other ones, which would require them to actually be able to read all of the code of the other one and assess where they differ and what they're lacking and send that information over. So that's a great feature I would have to add in the future. It's a good idea. Look at that. Output. He grabbed the first token, which was output, and that's this. He read that these are all empty lines, and he was able to pull out this word, and he read it in as a token, as a single word. And now he found the next one as a space. Now he's on T. So now he's going to try to find the to word, and then read that in as a separate token. So he's tokenizing the text. Uh-oh, output 2. That's not right. So he needed to reset. Alright, so prior to this space, okay, into token string. And then he needs to reset this. Alright, so he resets it now, which should fix that bug, because he said output 2 was the next token. That's not true. Output is the first token, 2 is the second token, not output 2. He needed to clear the string that stored output to make it empty, and then the T and the O feed in, and then it should say 2. Okay, Please, baby. I just still need a couple more minutes. I'm not saying precise numbers. I'm almost done. Like another couple minutes. There it is, 2. We fixed that bug. Okay, this one's going to be console. ONSOLE. There it is, console. I tokenized it. Oh, okay. HEL. It's gonna say hello world. Feeding symbol into token string. String array as a token. Feeding symbol into token. What did I say? Feeding. Where was I? Feeding symbol into token. Feeding symbol into token. Okay. Yeah, I know, Mike. This is ridiculous. Why am I having to go on childcare duty when I'm literally creating the singularity? Okay, but that's the loving thing to do, so I will do it. I'm almost done anyways. I'm almost done debugging this. This parser worked great. Oh, the end parentheses got fed into the prior word. Which is, I mean, the end quotation got fed in. That's not right. So I have to fix that. Um, and if he finds it's the end of the line, also he needs to say like what word he found prior to then as well. So those are a couple little bugs that I gotta fix next, but I can't do that right now. I gotta go on childcare duty, and then I'll be back once I guess the wife has had her break. So peace out, guys. I made a great progress here.